Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. We are super excited to bring you our fourth town hall of the year to close this thing out in a positive way. So continue to fall in line, fall in. You know how we do. Grab a friend, right? We thrive in 2025. That is the theme for today. So, Ahar, thank you for plugging that. Also, to drop your chapters. We want to know where you are representing. You could drop where you're from, and also too where you're co-located. We want to share the love to everybody, including our other employees and our allies. We want to just show the love today. Okay, we have the East Coast. Let me get in the chat. Sharon has the Atlanta energy, big energy. ATL's here, the nation's capital. Dallas, of course, the headquarters. They're here representing Bedminster. Thank you so much for joining. The whole Wisconsin. Okay, okay. NOLA, I love NOLA. Glad we got y'all in the building. LA, where we started. We can never forget that. Alpharetta, love Alpharetta. All righty. So we're already getting a good mix. Because we do have a jam-packed run of show, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, okay? So I want to introduce myself. I've been introducing myself all year, but I am Nicole Slade Caldwell, and I am this year's Network BICP Chief Programs Officer. And it has been a pleasure getting your feedback, working with the National Board of Directors to really bring you something fresh, informative, spotlight you all. And so I think we've done a great job at that. And also too, it's more to do. So at the end of this program, we always share surveys because we want to hear from you all. All righty. So we will start off and you'll hear an address from our Madam CEO. You'll then hear a few things and hand claps from our Chief Operating Officer, Ladrika, and then we'll flow through. We'll get some committee updates so you can see the great things they've been working on. We have a special guest today also too because we have an upcoming book club, so excited to share those things. Of course, we have prizes. I think that goes without saying. So stay on if you can, right? We know it's the end of the year. We have a lot of wrap ups. But at the very end, we're doing something different with our Madam Chief of Staff, Natasha Petit, and we'll do a live community service. And so this year we wanted to be truly intentional, right? We have a lot of physical chapters, we have virtual chapters as well. This year has been a lot of tosses and turns and together and RTO. And so we just want to give a chance to do community service together virtually live. Okay. So if you can't stay till the end, if you have to drop off and come back, please do because I'm super excited for that. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. And I will pass it to Miss DeWanda Rick so she could kick us off as we close out the year.
Hello and welcome. Thank you so much, Nicole. And y'all, throw some hearts in the chat for Nicole. She has done a phenomenal job with our programs for 2025. I am so excited just to see what's going to happen in 2026. So, thank you, Nicole. And before I move forward with the address, I do have a question, and it comes with a gift, which will be our Leadership Book Club book for this month. You will receive a free copy if you can tell me, the first one in the chat who can tell me what our theme is for 2025. First one in the chat, who's watching here? Nope, that's our mantra. Our theme for 2025. All right, who's our first person that got it? It is Rise. It is Rise. And it looks like our chapter presidents got it. All right, added bonus. before we go to the next page. Oh, you put it on there already, Nicole. Sorry. No, you're good. You're good. I was just going to do an added bonus if someone could tell me what RIDE stood for. But as you see here on our slide, as we just kind of round out 2025 with RISE, we were resilient, innovative, we served in our communities, and we empowered each other along the way. So, looking at our 2025 stats, our membership is just over 6,000, with 11 physical chapters and 12 virtual chapters. And we embraced resiliency in the face of our challenges with RTO, right? So we lost members to RTO, whether that was a surplus or they had to relocate from one state to another state. So where we did see some losses, we also saw gains in other states as they accepted those that transferred over to their new homes, right? And um, as we embraced that resiliency, we looked at how we could solve for issues around who can lead these chapters, whether physical or virtual. And that was a challenge, and we're still seeking advice and strategizing around how we can do that. So we need you if you're interested. Please reach out to myself, and my UUID is DR7896. And then again, thanks to all of our program officers, starting with our national officer, doing a phenomenal job, and even in our local chapters, with everyone doing their combined work, we put on over 100 programs and events. That was nationwide. And so we came together, we had to be creative and innovative, right, in order to do that. And everyone stepped up to the plate and knocked the ball out the park. So thank you for that. And then community service. I am so proud of this 14,000 hours um, that we just tracked for 2025. And we led with our hearts, doing work in our communities, doing work at work, right? And just volunteering our time. And most of our volunteer events were centered around children, education, the unhoused, and feeding the hungry. So, very, very proud of the work that we've done in our communities and the impact that we've made. So, thank you for that. And then, along with doing events, we also donated scholarship dollars, inclusively as in the entire network. We distributed $55,000 in scholarship dollars. Just phenomenal. So again, y'all put those clapping hands in the chats. And this allowed us to not only empower each other as we raised those funds and we built community and partnership, but it also empowers our students to let them know that we're behind them, we're backing them, and giving them an opportunity to be able to fund their college. So thank you so much. Now, as we close out this year, and not only during this holiday season, but always, I want you to remember that self-care is not selfish. And one of the things that I absolutely endorse is breathing. And I know you're like, oh, we have to breathe to survive. No, I need you to take a pause. I need you to take a break. I need you to do something for yourself. And this campaign, Ask Me How I Breathe, is something that I initiated, about 4 or 5 years ago, right? Be proud of who you are, reach the masses with your voice, educate people, anticipate and negate, teach your tribe, hold firm to the cause, and examine your action. And so, as you take a pause and breathe, I want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to love yourself. But most importantly, I need you to take that time and just relax. And so, real quickly, we're going to do this twice. I want to take us through the 4-7-8 breathing technique. And we're going to inhale for the count of 4 through our nose. We're going to hold it for the count of 7. And then we're going to exhale for the count of 8. So get comfortable, relax your shoulders, make sure your feet are flat on the ground. And then I want you to inhale, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Okay, let's inhale again on the count of 4, for the count of 4, hold for 7, and exhale, count of 8. So hopefully you've taken that time and you feel much lighter and freer. And so when anxiety, the pressures of life come on you, please stop and breathe. So this year, again, like I said, has just been phenomenal. And I did not do any of this alone. All of these faces that you see on the screen is the national board, and they have just been absolutely phenomenal. Please let me see some hands in the chat, just congratulating them for a job well done. Everything that you've seen, all of the programs, the events, the communication, this team has just been phenomenal. So I just want to take this time to celebrate all of them, and I want you to celebrate them as well. All right. So next, as we go forward and we round out this end of the year, I want to close out by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone. And we're going to play this short clip for you. All right. Well, we had a hiccup there.
Let's try to play it one more time.
Okay.
Okay? No, don't worry.
Yes, that was Joyce with Dion Cole.
Okay, let's see if this works now.
Okay. Thank you. And now I am going to turn it over to our Madam COO, who is going to talk about our higher education. Thank
All
you,
right.
Madam Ladrika.
All right. Well, good afternoon. It should be afternoon for most. I think LA, it might still be morning for you all. But I am honored really to talk about our scholarship recipients. So as you all saw the stat, we gave over $55,000 in scholarships. And one of the things that we do really well is we partner with UNCF for the Lewis Latimer Scholarship. And so we are pleased and excited because every dollar, every event coordinated, every volunteer opportunity really has led to this moment where we're able to give back to students who will change industries, build communities, and leave a legacy much bigger than that. So, if nothing else, we all should be beaming with pride that we're sowing seeds into the next generation. So, we awarded six scholarships. We have Chaya Dana from Spelman College, so shout out to Atlanta. We have Roy Vanderpool, who was awarded 2,500, who attended Howard University. We have Sydney Warren. She received 2,500, also a junior at Howard University. We have John Tucker the sixth, another Howard University grad, or he's a high school senior going to Howard University, 2,500. Then we have Michael Vuloff, who attends Texas Southern University. He's a graduating high school senior. And last but certainly not least, we have Logan Simon, who is a sophomore at Prairie View University, who received 1,000. And so take a moment to look at these students because these are your change makers. These are students who are going to change the community, and this is just sowing a seed that will help them to navigate their next steps as they are our future generational leaders. I know. Look, I see the PV grads. um, no worries. Um, so we see the output, which is giving, the funds, but let's highlight some of the chapters. I do want to take a moment really to highlight chapters who really helped to contribute to the 55,000. And so we'll start with the DFW chapter. I know the DFW chapter is on because I see them in the chat, but the DFW chapter awarded $24,000 to six students. And it's powerful because when you think about how much books and tuition and food and all of that, this really was a big impact to those students. So we want to take a moment really to shout out the DFW chapter for awarding the $24,000 earlier this year. Um, we also want to take a moment to give kudos to New York, New Jersey. They awarded $15,000 to 17 students as well. And again, it's such a powerful moment because we know that all of these students could use the funds. And so we want to take a pause and really, really shout out New York, New Jersey for also contributing in a major way. And last but certainly not least, shout out to Atlanta, who also awarded $6,000 to four students. So I'm gonna pause before we get into anything else and tidbits. Really take a moment, drop some hearts, some claps for these chapters who really leaned in and said, "Hey, this is something that is a part of our pillars, and this is something that we want to do." So kudos to those chapters. Kudos to all the chapters whether big or small, who've contributed locally or nationally, you really are the impact that we're looking to see. And so for those who are sitting here and said, hey, I'm a smaller chapter, 24,000 looks like it's out of reach, 15,000, 6,000. The thing is, start with an attainable goal. Even if you gave $500 or $250 scholarship, guess what? You are a change maker and you're making an impact. So don't try to shoot for, thousands. Start with an attainable goal, something that you want to commit to and say, hey, even if I give one scholarship and I'm able to cover a student's book, that is an impact. And then create fundraising initiatives. I think one of the things that these chapters have in common from DFW, New York, New Jersey, and Atlanta is really leaning heavily on fundraising. We are The network national, yes, we get some funds from AT&T, but a lot of what we do is self-funded. Like we said, hey, we're willing to get out there, roll up our sleeves. So let's create fundraising initiatives that really works for the chapter. It could be Double Good. I know everybody's familiar with Double Good. I know it could be a talent show of some sort. It could be a bake sale. It could be a car wash. It really could be anything that really works for your chapter. And so start with creating fundraising initiatives that will help you to attain that goal. And then aim for incremental success. I can speak on behalf of the DFW chapter. When we first launched that scholarship program, we gave $3,000. And what we did was we kept growing into it. We kept putting things out there. We kept submitting for matches until it got to the point where it grew enough where it could be big dollars. So do know that when you sow a seed, that harvest is always going to be greater. So you have to start somewhere. So sow that seed today and watch it grow 1 year, 2 year, 3 years from now, because these programs have been around honestly for 4 or 5 years. And so I just want to take a moment and say, I'm excited to see what we do. I'm looking for us to, as a collective, succeed $55,000 because I know we can do it. But it starts with attainable goals, creative fundraising, and let's talk about incrementality because do know that what you're doing today really does impact our future. And we're pouring into people who would leave a legacy much bigger than us. So thank you. Kudos to the team. Click that link. So we'll drop it when you get it. If there's any new fundraising ideas that you have, please share it because we want to make sure that we share it with everyone else. So thank you for your time. Kudos on an amazing year and kudos to an amazing fourth quarter closeout. And with that, Nicole, I'll give the floor back to you.
Perfectly stated, Madam COO. Thank you so much for your leadership. And so, really quickly, I'm a pivot. I won't take too much time, like stated, due to all the goodness that we still have to share. One thing that we are trying to do, like stated at the beginning, is be intentional. And so, our Q3 town hall, we did spotlight some chapters and the amazing things that they're doing in the power of our pillars. And so, for this Q4, we really want to share the message of community, right? Sometimes we have these events, whether it's locally or nationally, and we're looking for talent, we're searching outside, and we have some amazing and beautiful people within. We are called the network for a reason. And so I just want to go to this slide. I won't play the videos just due to time, but I want to spotlight each of these three gentlemen for different reasons. So with Drayden, Mary Phillips, their RD, she invited me to a few of their sessions, and he was just the light, right? Like, how can I help? You could be a part of your local chapters, but also too, you could find ways to contribute nationally to stay interconnected. And so he was like, I can help with videography. I'll travel to Dallas, and that is just true servanthood. And so, Drayden, thank you so much for your passion to just help out for a bigger picture that's greater than yourself. And so from talking to him and getting to know him, he's a super inspirational artist and producer. So reach out to him to see the amazing talents that he possesses, okay? And so then quickly, I'll go to Cullen Johnson. Amazing. He's always willing to help. I tapped on his shoulder maybe like 4 years ago when I was president for Atlanta. And it doesn't even matter who the face of leadership is because he just keeps going and jumping in. And so he helps with photography, right? And sometimes it's so easy because financial ownership is so important. So we won't ever take that away. But also, too, sometimes giving back is just rewarding tenfold. And so Cullen charges probably a gazillion dollars, but we won't know because he always lends a helping hand to do our professional headshots in Atlanta. And then through getting to know him, he's a professional saxophonist. So definitely reach out to him when you're thinking about different initiatives. Tap into your network, whether they are in arm's reach, a drive away, a flight away. We could always do things virtually, right? So that is the power of learning. Sorry, gotta admit. That is the power of learning how Network National could really help elevate and continue to grow that collaboration. And final, but definitely not least, we have Jonathan. He is the VP of programs for DFW. And I don't want to get the name wrong. Is it Step Into the Vibe? Okay. I don't know if you all saw it. Maybe y'all could drop some things in the chat. But DFW had a very impressive event. It was literally boots on the ground. They did a big line dancing. It was over like 1,000 people. And honestly, kudos to you for having that vision, for growing those numbers. Like Ladrika said, it's all about incremental success. So even if it was a few people, it would have been amazing. So we're going to call him a viral program curator. And if you need ideas, you could tap on me. I'm here. But also to use the other VP, the program leads in your local chapters, reach out, go to the West Coast, come to the East Coast. All of these people have amazing ideas, but I do want to give a hand clap to Jonathan. And all three of these gentlemen will receive a token of our gratitude to the e-store. And so Frangela will reach out to you all to share our love. So thank you again for just constantly contributing to our EG and sharing your talents with the world. Okay. And so now I'm going to pass it off to another gentleman, our CTO, our Chief Technology Officer, Jared Williams.
Hey everyone, can you guys hear me? All right, perfect. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes talking about what the technology committee does. And really what I see this committee as is amplifying the network, right? When you think about technology, think about all the ways it makes our lives better, enabling us to do things faster, more efficiently. And that's what we really seek to do for the network, right? So kind of have some pillars that we kind of stand by, being a dedicated interface for network, able to help assist with the communications, increase awareness and impacts for all the things that you guys are doing that we saw previously. So definitely a way to really showcase that and really get the awareness out there. But also, you know, like we mentioned before, all the fundraising. So kind of dedicated sources for the national chapter. And really our main medium for that is the website. That's probably about 80% what we do is just manage the website. You see we have almost 15,000 people visiting our website yearly, and a lot of transactions that go along with the website. 11,000. I think last year it was almost double that. So a very important medium, and we make sure that we're keeping it up. You know, technology moves really fast. We try to stay modern. We try to make sure we give the network all the tools to be successful as it relates. So if any of this sounds interesting to you guys, yeah, reach out to me. There's a lot of things that I've gained personally through being on this committee. I'm in a kind of a more technical role, and a lot of the things I've done within this has helped me with, you know, my current career. So if anybody's interested, feel free to reach out to me because we need a lot of good people, right? The network has a very special purpose, and like I said, our job is to make it happen and try to amplify that. So uh, if you're interested, send me a chat. I'll drop my UID, but don't want to drain the slide, but just high level of what we do. Thank you.
Thanks, Jared. I dropped it in the chat, but his committee is so important. You know, they're talking about workflow automation and all those things. So it is a perfect way as we align more with the business to stay connected and grow those skills so you can always be transferable. So definitely reach out to Jared. He's been amazing. Okay. So now we will pass it off to Frangela Merritt, the Chief Brand Officer for the network BICP.
I was talking on mute. Good afternoon, everyone. Listen, 2025 was an incredible year for the network. We launched a bold brand initiative, and the brand committee delivered in a big way. So our goal was clear. It was to strengthen connections, tell a story that resonates, and define our culture. I'm sorry, and we did just that. From increased traffic into our brand store and consistent purchases in our brand store to producing a new brand video that amplifies 56 years of excellence. This year was truly remarkable. And we were a brand new department, right? This is something new for the network. So history has been made by adding a branding committee, and super excited about that. A huge shout out to every member who brought the energy of transformation and commitment, from the eStore A team to telling our story and supporting the HBCU task force, see if we could thrive in that as well. But stay tuned. 2026 will be even more exciting and engaging. So please, just very quickly show some love to our new brand committee as they have completed our first year in operations. Outstanding job. And speaking of our brand video, I am proud to share it with you today. Special thanks to three amazing contributors. Ahard Bird, who acted as the project manager, and I thank you for your leadership and creativity, just carrying that torch throughout this year. Tyrone and Ronnie, for your historical wisdom and that golden voice that you will be definitely treated with very soon. And Trisha Williams, for the creative spark that brought this vision to life. I salute each and every one of you and our brand team for your passion and excellence. Now, without further ado, I'll pass the torch over to Tyrone, the voice, to introduce our video while Ahart engages with you in the chat.
All right, so good afternoon, everyone. So when we got together as a team to brainstorm on how we would hone in on the story that we wanted to tell in this video, we tossed around some ideas, and where we landed was a look back at the history of our organization and to pull out some of those common strategic thrusts of all of our predecessor organizations. And what we saw was a seamless connection to the current cultural pillars of the network. And so I think the through line through all of this is a commitment to and a legacy of a culture of excellence. And so without further delay, Nicole, can you roll the video?
Amazing, amazing work, team. That's right. The network BICP has a legacy of excellence, and it's imperative that we ignite this fire in pursuit of our mission, aligned and also aligned with our CEO's priorities as well. The timing couldn't be better. Now is the moment to amplify our brand and let the world know that our legacy is strong and will thrive for another 50 years and beyond. So, how can you help build momentum and join the brand movement? Simple. Two things. Number one, purchase our Legacy of Excellence merchandise in our e-store, our brand store. You'll see these images. I think you already see it on the screen now. And Ahard will also share the link in the chat if he hasn't already. Wear it loud and proud, folks. And every purchase helps fund our next big project, which we will start planning on doing that next year, an extended short film that celebrates the rich history of the network BICP, something that we definitely need, and it will be a first of its kind. So, and secondly, the second thing you can do is join the branding committee next year. There will be opportunities to help the EG thrive in that way. So you'll look out for announcements and just opportunities to join. Last but definitely not least, our brand committee's mission is to elevate identity, inspire creativity, and drive impactful marketing. And this year we delivered. And our first year we delivered successfully. So this video is an outstanding piece of work. Congratulations to the brand team for a job well done. Happy holidays and happy New Year's to all. I will pass this on to Joyce.
Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Joyce Henry, and I am the National Talent Development Officer for the network. Next slide, please. In 2025, our main pillars have been skills development, where we've had several programs to enhance you guys in terms of learning how to use Workday and the various systems associated with Workday and getting your resumes together. We had another session where we had Be Ready, Stay Ready to teach you guys how to use Benevity and how to get your hours and how to figure out how to donate your finances. Because AT&T has has wonderful programs. So the hour that you take attending this event and volunteering for these various events, those monies can be funneled back to the network or to the organization of your choice, so that we can have your dollars with AT&T dollars to help us become more successful. And we had to postpone our last program, which is about stress management, and we hope to have that to you sometime in the first half of 2026. We have 88 Real Career Talk podcast. Our person who did this was involved with the RTO, unfortunately, but we have many podcasts of current and former members where you can learn about their career journeys. What I'd like to focus on today is our book club, and we have had 3 outstanding books that have been read. With various live discussions, how to build the life you want with Oprah Winfrey, Atomic Habits, where we had 2 gentlemen really talk about how you can up your game with making little changes in your day-to-day. And then we had an excellent book by David Goggins, and we worked together with our SERV organization, because David is a Navy SEAL and has been a part of other places. The next book that's coming up, and we're going to have someone talk about, is Cage Fight. And we have our very own Karen Curtis Beck, who is a part of the network, and she's going to discuss this right now. And this is coming up next week, so you guys tune in. Karen?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the invite. I am super excited to be a part of next week's discussion on Cage Fight. It is a book that was put together by a collection of authors, and I have a chapter in there that's called The Battle Is Not Yours. It's based off of Yolanda Adams' song. Just overcoming some challenges in my life, both with AT&T and in my personal life. So for those of you who may have kind of read the book or skimmed the book, you'll see that it's about 18 authors. And each chapter is focused on how do we, each of the authors, overcome struggles, life struggles that we've had. in our lives, and what do we do, and what kind of advice do we offer to overcome those challenges? So for my chapter, I'm super excited to definitely spotlight and share my personal observations. And then I will be commenting on the other 17 chapters based on the panel conversation. So I look forward to discussing the book, getting people's feedback and people's reaction to all of the stories that are in this collaboration of very compelling stories.
Thank you so much, Karen. The book is on Audible. The book is also, the hardcover is available in various venues. So please get a hold of a copy or listen to a copy and join us on December 9th. And as with every other committee person, we are always looking for folks to support us. And we hope to start our mentoring program next year once again. So stay tuned, guys. We look forward to a wonderful 2026.
Thank you so much, Karen and Joyce. Can we just give a round of applause and hearts? I'm super excited for this final event, which is the book club for Cage Fight. So go out there, purchase the book. Like Joyce said, it's different ways you read it over the weekend. You have time. Okay, so go ahead and purchase after this concludes. Now we're going to get into the final part of the program. Thank you so much for everyone staying on. We're going to do a live community service with no one else other than Miss Natasha Petit. Okay, so the floor is yours, and thank you so much for your leadership.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me okay. All right, so we are going to tie everything all together with a nice little bow. We're going to rise to encourage virtual letters for our UNCF scholars. So what we're going to do is write digital letters of congratulations and encouragement to UNCF scholarship recipients. We want to support students who show promise as they embark on their educational journey or continue those journeys. We want to empower them and uplift the next generation of leaders. And we're living out the values of RISE, resilience, innovation, servanthood, and empowerment. And shout out to the folks who knew the theme and are getting their prizes. So I'm going to share my screen in a moment, but what we're going to do basically is create a letter. We're going to use Ask AT&T. So also shout out to that technology. If you're not familiar with Ask AT&T, it is a wonderful tool for things like this. We'll submit via a Microsoft form. Then we'll navigate over to Benevity to log your community service hours via the link we have. It is 1 hour per letter, 3-letter limit. And so I'll go in and log 1. And then we will stay in Benevity, swivel on over to show how to donate your funds. When you volunteer and log your volunteer hours, if you're not aware, AT&T does give you volunteer reward dollars. And so we're going to take those volunteer reward dollars and donate them. We hope, our fervent wish is that you donate it back to the network. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to share my screen now. We'll share the links. And if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me in the chat here, or you can reach out to me afterwards and I'll be happy to help. So I'm going to take the sharing now, if that's okay with you, Nicole. All right. So I'm sharing my screen, please. If something crazy pops up, charge it to my head, not my heart. I think I have Do Not Disturb on, but you never know. All right, so first, I'm actually going to just show you Ask AT&T, where I had entered some prompts in and generated sample letters that I'm going to use to fill in the form. So I'm just doing the copy and paste to make things easy on myself. And here's the form that we have. Not a long form at all. We have the guidelines for letter writing in here if you need to refresh yourself, but we want to be positive and uplifting, be authentic. The letters, not super long, between 150 and 300 words. We want to be congratulatory, highlight the value of education, be encouraging, and express pride in their accomplishments. We want to keep things appropriate, so no religious, political, or sensitive content. Do not include any personal contact information. And you can sign off with your first name, and you can optionally put your position or a proud supporter from the network. When you complete the form, they're going to come to us. We are going to take the submissions and share that with UNCF so that they can share that with recipients. So you'll enter your name, your role, title at AT&T. I filled that in already here. And you can see I did a nice copy and paste. Did not have to work my fingers very hard to put in the letter that I'm putting in here. And you're just confirming that I don't have any personal contact information. And you can indicate if you like to be acknowledged as the author or if you want to remain anonymous. I'd like to be acknowledged, and I'm going to submit. And it's just that simple. It's done. All right, so now we're going to go to Benevity, where we have a page here for the digital letters. So you can just click here to track your time. And remember, each letter is an hour. So I did one letter. That's going to be 1 hour here. Today's date. Very important. We want to select the network as the group that's getting credit for our volunteering. And it defaults to your donation currency for your volunteer rewards. Now, I'm going to tell you here, I have maxed out my volunteer rewards for the year. I have been diligent with my community engagement. So when you're doing this, if you haven't maxed out, you will see a dollar amount here. And then you could just put a quick summary of what you did. So digital letter writing, UNCF scholar recipients. And if you are judging my spelling or my typing, you're not right. Okay, I use the red squiggles for everything. You can rate your volunteer experience. Then you're just going to click next to confirm your time. If everything looks good, you hit submit. Very quick process since you have the link, and it generally is auto approved, and then you're ready to go. So now let's donate some money. So you can see here at the top here, you can make a donation and browse giving. I'm going to go here from the dashboard in case you have to come back. So browse giving, and what you want to search for, the easiest way I found is to search for BICP. And you want to go to Network Black Integrated Communications Professionals in Placentia, California. That's the one we want for the Network National. So I'm going to click on that. And there's a donate now right here. And I'm going to donate $20 here. Again, I've maxed out my match. You'll see if you're donating your own funds, you will see a match here. This is a one-time donation. I'm not going to leave a comment because for this, the network can use it any way they see fit. But if you'd like it to be used specifically for scholarship or anything like that, you would put that in your comments here. You click leave a comment here. And I'm going to give from my giving account balance. And so you can see here, I loaded some funds here earlier. So I'd have that for the demo. It shows my funds. If you have rewards, you can select those. And then I'm going to click review. Oops. Sorry, let me uncheck my comment. Click review and submit, and done. And that was less than 10 minutes. We wrote a letter to a deserving scholar. We logged that time and we submitted a donation. So hopefully, if you hopefully you go through without any problems, but if you have any issues, please feel free to reach out. Happy to walk you through. And if I can get my technology to work for me, I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, yes. And we are still in the giving season. So there are double rewards for anything that you donate. So please, hopefully you followed along. If you do it right after the call, that's fine too. But please, please, please choose to go ahead and go in, complete this activity and donate funds. And this process works for anything that you're going to donate for. So if you just are feeling magnanimous, you want to give us a little holiday cash, you can use this as well. We have lots of great causes. You can see all of the impact we have, and every dollar counts. All right. And so if you've done the volunteer activity and logged your time, please make sure you're entered done in the chat as well. You might get a little special something. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All righty. Thank you so much, Natasha, for walking us through that. I thought it was phenomenal. And like stated, we want to continue to engage our members to see how best we can serve you while we serve others. So once again, doing a lot. The most scariest thing is showing your screen and I know it's going to pop up. So So no, trust me, you did amazing. And I see quite a few dones in the chat. So I am so proud of this initiative that we just did. Keep going. Granted, you don't have to stop at one. I dropped some examples in the chat. This is a collective, so if anybody wants to share what they said to help some people out, but like Natasha said, use Ask AT&T, get into the Gen AI tools that we have, right? And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to her afterwards. If you have any questions right now, go ahead and drop them in the chat. But awesome job, Natasha. I'm seeing quite a few done. So we don't have any music right now, but we'll give it like another minute or two so you all can get through it. And then we'll close this thing on out. I don't see any questions for you, Natasha, but also too, as you all know, we've recorded all of these. So when we send this out, you'll get a recording. We'll try to snip out this piece as well so you can have a demonstration for this community service initiative. Thank you, thank you. And so with that being said,
May I
let
just
us
interject real quickly? I again want to thank you for just putting this together. Thank everyone that had a hand in this, Natasha, Ladrika, Jared, Joyce. Like, this was phenomenal. And I just want to say to all of the members, if you enjoyed this year, as you saw throughout this hour, we need you. We need you on our technology committee. We need you on our programs committee. We need you on our talent development committee. We need you. So please get involved, get engaged, and even if you're not joining a committee, continue to come to our different programs and events because they are phenomenal. And again, I just want to thank you all and wish you all a happy holiday. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Madam Theo. Thank you to all of our members, all of our employees that joined, our friends. It's been a great year. Outside of just the town halls, we had some special people join us, like Zenona Clayton. Man, that was amazing. We'll share out a link where you could go ahead and review all of our recaps. I'm so excited for our upcoming book club featuring the Miss Karen Curtis Beck, okay? And just once again, this has been an amazing board to serve with as my first year at CPL. It's been super rewarding, well and traded, and I'm super excited for 2026. But we all get rest. Like Dee said, self-care is not selfish, and so overindulge in that, okay? But before you all go, we do have a survey. Did I drop it? You can also to scan the screen, but we need to know how we did, whether it is areas of improvement or you can tell us job well done. We always get it in the chats, but of course, when we do report up, we need that in writing. So if you can transition the great things that you said into the chat, into the forum, it'll only take a minute or two. But once again, we are super grateful for having an amazing EG pool, over 6,000 members, and we hope to see it continue to grow. So everyone have a really, really good day. Have a really, really good time off of work. And if you are working, that's quite all right. I hope you enjoy the silence and peace that you'll get. Okay. So have a great one. We'll go ahead and conclude it here. Bye, everybody.
Bye.